Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part two of Create Expectations. If you have not watched part one, you can go to Xerath's channel and watch it now and like it and leave a comment and subscribe and all the fun things and see what we did differently, right?
Yeah, we did things differently.
We talked about cake there. We had dessert there.
We did.
Whoa, we had dessert there. Holy crap.
So that means we can get down to business here.
Well, now we have dessert.
You sound like a hobbit.
I do sound like it. You know what?
Yes, we've had one dessert. What about second dessert?
I relate to them on that level when it comes to food.
Yeah, I could see that.
I went back to work this week, which we also talked about on your channel. And one of my coworkers was making fun of me because I was eating nonstop because it's what I do. I just eat all day long. And maybe I am part hobbit.
I've long thought that. Yeah,
That
like
I'm
I like. We don't know how tall you are.
Is it like blasphemy to be part hobbit and not really watch Lord of the Rings very often?
I feel like whatever blasphemy can occur with Lord of the Rings, you have committed it. So I don't know that you need to worry about like a new inventing a new kind. Frankly, that's it's not something to worry about.
All right. Well, shall we do some viewer questions?
Yeah, yeah, we can.
Uh, okay, so we're in we got a ton. Like we got way too many that we can't do them all. So some of them are waiting for next week. So we'll do three and then we'll go into the game.
Still ask your questions though, guys.
Yes, still
Please.
ask the questions because we do actually answer all of them. I keep track of all of them. I just move them up
Right.
as we go.
And if they're really obnoxious, we say we're gonna answer them,
Right. Sure.
and then shuffling occurs. Sometimes things get lost in said shuffle.
Boy. Okay, so first
I
question.
assume I'm not the one shuffling.
You don't do any shuffling. Do you
I know every day you're shuffling.
Oh boy. Okay. Centennial Lax 81. So we actually didn't even talk about this. They mentioned that they were gonna be bringing out the PC client.
I
So
know. It feels like such old news to me because everyone's like, "You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do
no, yeah. So this
it."
question
FFS. Hmm.
is is not if you will do it, but with the announcement of the PC client for the game, do you think CG will implement a client-side way to enable airplane mode, or will we have to rely on using Windows airplane mode with unknown interactions with the game client when doing those sketchy battles in GAC and Territory War? I feel like this is a valid question,
I mean, it is. I don't know what they're gonna. You would think that they would. I mean,
right?
I. This is one of those like, do they actually play their own game that much?
Right.
Kind
Well,
of
I
things.
mean, they clearly do because I mean, I shouldn't say clearly, but they did implement that like whole submit thing with the raids.
Yeah, so I guess my question is like, how many developers have gone through the browbeating, like everyone in the guild is mad at you,
Hmm.
feeling of attacking in territory wars and failing the attack and loading turn meter?
Right.
Because that's such a. And honestly, like in GAC, I don't really care if I load turn meter. Usually, there's some teams I care about it. For the most
Hmm.
part, I'm like, I mean, like it's actually kind of nice not to have them do all their best attacks immediately.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah, there'll be times I attack just to burn cooldowns.
Hmm.
But that being said, I think that's become part of the game, and I think they should honor that. They should.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it would be very hard for them to take that submit button from the raid and just put it on your GAC battles and your territory war battles. And then you can decide because it could be a case like you said where you're burning cooldowns. So yeah, you do want to submit and load turn meter. And no, you don't want to submit because Jasper hit battle before you were ready.
Bad Jasper. Or good Jasper, because he gave you a good excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Skill
Uh,
issues became a Jasper issue suddenly.
he just likes to play the game. Yeah, I feel like they have to do that.
Maybe. I just that would be nice.
Hmm.
I want to like I also would think that if they told me about Datacrons and they were like, yeah, okay, so you go into your inventory and I'd assume that if you click on one, then you could click like an arrow to go to the next
Right.
one,
Hmm.
and we can't do that. We have to back out and then go to click on the next one.
Yeah.
Like the user interface is so clunky and awful and just total BS, and I hate it. And I wish that they would fix it, but it just serves to demonstrate the CG
Hmm.
doesn't like.
Play their game.
Well, I mean, they didn't play with Datacrons in our version enough before it
Hmm.
came out to think like, oh yeah, that is super obnoxious. We should fix that because
Right.
they have that functionality in all the other things in the inventory. I think
Right. That you can just like arrow through them. Hmm.
so. I you say they have to, and I say
Yeah.
I think it's fairly easy for them to just not even think about it.
I would be very surprised if they did implement it, and I would be surprised if they implemented it right away. I It would not surprise me at all if the client rolled out and then down, like a month or two after that, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're looking at implementing a thing or whatever."
I need to
Um,
sign up for the open beta. Have you signed up for it?
no, I need to see. I'm curious about the EA app. I haven't downloaded it. I don't even know if it's compatible on my computer.
Oh,
Um,
that's right.
so I gotta figure that out. We'll see. It'll be fine.
It invariably will be fine.
I guess it really just depends on if their client is going to be web based, like cloud based, or um, like downloaded to your computer.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it goes. Obviously, as a streamer, they used to have it enabled to have higher frames per second, and now it's just the same as on your phone. So
Hmm. Well, it'll be interesting. We'll find out, and you should sign up for it.
yes, Sarah.
Okay, next question. Darth Lucas asked, "Do you think CG is going to release Jar Jar and Master Qui-Gon and new Obi-Wan all over the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks?" We kind of talked about this a little bit actually. Um, to make it so that they're available before Amidala is out, and that it seems rushed from a player perspective, especially if the raid comes out soon.
What do you think?
I mean, they're gonna have to. It doesn't make sense to have Amidala come out end of May and not have the two marquees out with her. The
Well,
o
they said specifically those two would be released before Amidala's out.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I see them delaying it in terms of like giving us a little bit of a break is they could do a double marquee event um like the week before Amidala gets unlocked. And then technically they're in game before she's available. And that gives you like a month of reprieve.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I think they'll be like, hey, look how awesome she is with her two pals. Don't you want to spend money to get them early?
And then use them in the raid.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't have a huge amount of time. Like we have a little bit of time to be able to farm them.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think the biggest question mark in my mind is when is Jar Jar going to be released? Because they could kind of take their time on him if they want to. I don't know if they want to, but
Right.
they could. They don't have to release him before Padme, for instance. They could hold off.
I don't think they would release him before Padme.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, yeah, I don't think they would. Maybe they do.
What? How many? Let me ask you this: how many stars did you get the new Shield guy up to?
Phalange, he's 5 stars. I bought the marquee pack. I did 6 gamble packs.
Nice.
So I would like to have him as close to 6 stars, if not at 6 stars by the time the event's over. Uh,
Yeah,
and I
he's
wanted I wanted to have crystals. This was the thing, was I wanted to have enough crystals that I could do some shipments.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. If you get him to 5 stars, you get him pretty close to 6 stars by the time it's
That's what
all
I
over.
thought. That's what I thought.
If you get him to 6 stars, you get him basically to 7 stars.
Hmm. By the time it's
But
done.
hmm
Yeah.
5 stars is the sweet spot, 'cause then you get an extra couple Omicrons as well
Yeah.
for your
Well,
efforts.
so my main thing was I didn't want to go crazy on Phalange and then basically like blow through my crystal hoard and then not have enough crystals to do shipments on Tarpals and uh the other no name Gungan. Um because like it's not going to do me any good to have Phalange done sitting there at 7 stars and then the other two not. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, you're right. It's he's the one that you want to go the farthest on, I'd say.
Yeah.
Um, just because you'll have the least time to farm him before Jar Jar is out.
Yeah. Which the other ones I only bought the 2 gamble packs.
So you're at like 4 stars with them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just shy. Well, Boss Nass is uh I think he's 5 stars because I bought shipments for him.
Got overzealous.
I did. But now
That's
I'm just
fair.
waiting.
You just like his jowls.
No. Okay.
You like your scowls, certainly.
That's true.
They rhyme. So let's go to the next one before you claw my eyes out.
Okay. Next, your question. This one is directed at you, even
Oh,
though I might answer, but it's directed at you. Um, from Austin Tibbetts.
who's the expert now?
Okay. How do you feel about the
Genuine
recent
question.
how do you feel about the recent characters released last year, balance wise? I know you always say CG is good at making interesting kits, and I agree, but I feel like this year has been crazy for power creep. Conquest characters have basically become a legendary every 3 months. There's so many fun teams that end up just sitting on the bench, and don't even get me started on Bane.
Yeah, I think there's a serious issue. I'll answer this one first, just because it was if it was directed at me.
Go for it, expert.
Thanks, ex expert.
Fair, valid. Carry on.
No, I mean I want to hear what your thoughts are too. Honestly,
Mhm.
I think Bane is either a signal from them saying, "Hey, we're gonna work on territory wars and that like PvP stuff because it shrinks the board by one team. Like they basically just released for everyone who can complete conquest, which is a lot of people, at least getting him within 6 months.
Hmm.
Like if you even if you have a 5 million account, I've shown it a lot of times. You can get the slow version, like the slow unlock, and for in 6 months. They gave everyone a Galactic Legend for offense. It shrunk the board by one team. Like
Right.
he kills everything. Like you just you put the Omicrons on and you kill all the things. It is I mean, he's fun, he's cool, whatever, and it really hurts PvP. Really, like
Hmm.
we were already kind of hurting, and I think that's ridiculous. Like Padme looks like she's probably going to be pretty impactful. I don't know if or Queen Amidala. I keep calling her Padme. I need to stop that. But yeah, Ms. Amidala
Hmm.
wants to, she's gonna be pretty good, and yeah, the it has seemed a little more power creep ish
Yeah.
lately. And I mean, we're still using a lot of the same old teams and everything. I think they're also kind of making up for it by, like, Bo-Katan is fairly underwhelming once you take away her awesome Datacron.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, she's amazing. Pretty soon, she'll still be okay, but I don't know. I think it's a fairly shrewd observation to think that maybe they are power creeping a little bit because there's going to be some kind of bigger changes to the game.
That's something.
I
Um,
mean, it could just be it could be like, hey, we're gonna get conquest hard mode or epic mode or whatever,
mhm.
and we're getting more teams for GAC or something. And we have to they're revamping territory where, like, if they did all that stuff, I'd be like, yeah, well, it's cool to have these powerful characters because it's old characters are still relevant. But
Right.
what are your thoughts?
I agree that the power creep is a little ridiculous. I like that you brought up like the bow thing with the Datacron because I honestly do think part of the thing is like with Datacrons being there, it almost feels like you can't really get a gauge on the character anyway,
No,
especially
you
if they
can't.
have, you know what I mean? Like, especially if they have a Datacron specifically.
Hmm.
So I feel like that almost kind of hurts them in a way, in the sense of like you can either give them a Datacron and you know oversell, so to speak, how the character is, or not give them a Datacron and see how everything flushes out. Um, and then you're left with either something that's kind of underwhelming or ridiculously overpowered. And it does kind of feel like there really isn't an in between unless it's Trench.
Yeah, I mean, you. I would be interested to hear your experiences using your trench.
Um, but yeah, I think Conquest specifically is getting like just with their character releases from Conquest is getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, we still have his Datacron, so it's hard to say. But
Hmm.
I mean, he's doing pretty well. He'll be a lot weaker without his Datacron, though. Bo-Katan, we'll see. We won't know how good Queen Amidala is for a while because we'll have her
Right.
Datacron. We'll have yeah, that madness. But yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways Datacrons kind of exacerbate that, but it also gives us paths past these some of these crazy things. Like, you can fight fire with fire if you
Totally.
so desire.
Totally.
Not trying to rhyme there.
Lovely. Yeah,
Build me a
no,
pyre.
it's it's valid. It's just it just feels like you can't get a proper gauge on things.
No, I don't. I've That's been a complaint of mine for a while. I'm like, but how good is Malgus?
Right.
And we don't know. No one knows. I mean, now we do, but it took a while to get there because
Hmm.
his Datacron was so ridiculous, and you could just spam his special. You never had to use the other ones. Like, there, it was like, oh, he's ability blocked. This is so weird. Like, what do his other moves even do?
We don't care.
Right. Let's just push one of them, and we'll get back to the killing things with the with the kill button.
Kill things with fire.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so shall we go in game and look at a character before we
Um. Sure.
roast a roster?
Yeah, we've got 19 minutes.
We've gone 19 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to go poorly for me. I can tell.
Good.
All right.
Oh my. So. Okay.
Just don't worry about it.
All right. I am physically not worried.
Good. You want to talk about Kenobi?
Yeah, we will not talk about his lack of 6E mods.
It's fine. I need to remod my roster.
Yeah, I mean, so do you have him modded for health?
I have him modded, however, the template made me mod him. No.
Speed, defense, health? Defense? Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, all right, cool. So we won't focus on that too much. What do you like about Kenobi? He's been out forever.
I know, and I feel like that's like a good reason to talk about him because he's been out forever and he's still pretty relevant. I feel like he just doesn't go away.
Yeah, he just hangs out with his better version of himself.
I mean, but even before that,
No,
like, do you remember like the Titan teams?
yeah, he's been he was the guy actually. He was the guy who helped me get 3 stars on past all the nodes. Like like he back way back in the day. You didn't have enough character power to beat all the nodes with the
Okay, yeah.
characters
Mm-hmm.
on the hard nodes, and so someone shared like one of my allies put Kenobi as their ally, as the
Mm-hmm.
guy, and that's how I managed to get through those
Man, with Kenobi.
with Kenobi. And it was like, this is so crazy how good he is. And I think he's strong now. Like he does some cool stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
They made a really good kid. It's a sign of a good kid, but like it's almost nostalgia on how good he is at this. Like, remember when every new character kit CG released, like they'd suggest like, here's some allies that would go well with this character, and even if it was like a dark side character, they'd be like General Kenobi.
Yeah. He was just always there.
Yeah, well, his ability to taunt
Mm-hmm.
passively is has always been really strong. And then he can call assists, he can cleanse everyone. He
Yeah.
just,
Retribution on everyone.
yeah, he hands out foresight, I think.
I think. I can't remember.
Pretty sure he does. When he gets hit or other people get hit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um well, he also hands out crit immunity.
Yeah. I think is it if he's crit or if the allies crit?
I think if someone is crit, they get crit immunity.
Yeah.
Which I
And
always
then
thought
he
it was.
taunts.
Yeah, yeah. So I always thought it was an interesting thing. Like people used him with Barris all the time back in the day, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I don't like you get exploited so hard because Barris only works if you crit someone, um, but then he's having a crit immunity,
Mm-hmm.
and people are like, well, you're so good, you're so tanky. I'm like, well, where are you using Barris? Like, how is Barris helping if she can't do her thing with because Kenobi's just cock
Stopping
blocking
it.
her on it? Yeah,
He's not allowing the crits to happen.
yeah, yeah. And she's like, let me do my job, and he's like, no, thank you.
Nah, go be an inquisitor.
Right, go turn to the dark side, please. Let's get that show on the road.
Ugh. Um, yeah, but I just feel like I don't know. He's always around.
Oh, he is. He goes on a lot of good teams. Like
Yeah.
he's for a long time he was the best. Like the best version of the Qui Gon team in GAC was with him and Snips on it.
Hmm.
And I feel like so there's Jedi, but then Galactic Republic are kind of they're just kind of their own secret little club.
Yeah.
And they're like, no one else can join it. Like if you're not Galactic Republic, you suck. We're sorry, but we hate you, and we're not sorry about that. And I really think that that's like he can join any of those parties though, any of those groups and
Hmm.
make them better. Like Keller and Beck's team, even probably good on that team, good on the Qui Gon team, good
Hmm.
on a Padme team if you don't have Qui Gon already,
Yep.
good or if you don't have sorry Jedi Master Kenobi,
Right.
good on a Jedi Master Kenobi team if you do have him.
Yeah. And then, I mean, also just plug and play him if you need a tank.
Yeah, just throw him on your nice sister's team. No, don't do that. But I would say the biggest weakness of his is he doesn't heal himself or others that much. Like he prevents
Right.
damage, but you need someone else to help keep everyone alive. Which I mean he has ample help, but that's the one shortcoming of his
Well, he can't
kit.
do everything.
No, neither can I. He also pilots one of the best capital ships. Have you
Hmm.
gotten into using the Marauder much with him?
A little bit, not a ton. I do like it. I should probably use it more.
I think someone just like followed or something on Twitch. So,
Oh.
but I think I have notifications turned on or something. So, I think people
Whoopsies.
heard that. Yep,
It's fine.
that's fine.
Um,
Situation normal.
yeah. Yeah, no, I have used it a few times, not a lot because I don't really care about getting to ships in GAC.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's it's really good in territory wars.
and
So,
territory battle.
have you been? Do you? Yeah, you use it in territory battle. Do you do that battle?
Yeah. And I use Marauder.
Yes.
And it's an auto. Like you're talking about the Zepho one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's auto and it's over usually within like 30 seconds.
that's what she said. So let's it's automatic, baby. um,
Yeah. You want to roast a roster?
yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Um, I
Uh,
didn't look at this too much.
Real quick, while we do this, yeah, I know you probably looked at it enough to find out what the 300 mark is, but the bigger thing is
Yeah.
for or for whatever Kenobi we were just looking at, not trying to knock you on this, just in general for people,
hmm
the modding of him, if he's going with Galactic Republic, you want health. You want health for him with pretty
Mm.
much everyone. If you're using him as a tank outside of that, protection is better.
I need to change my template.
I mean, defense that would also probably be fine if he was out, hanging out with other randos, with the Sith or something. Like he just on his own merits, he wants protection because he has a ton of extra protection, but he's usually with a lead that really loves
Health.
health. Yep.
Fair.
And,
Valid.
and he also does love protection. Like you had a bunch of those, or not protection, but defense. You had a ton
Defense.
of defense set mods. That's a solid move for sure.
Yeah. I just gotta change it.
You don't have to. People who care about GSC have to.
There we go.
Well, I bet you don't have problems with him in territory battles, for instance.
I don't.
I bet he does fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no big deal, man.
No issues. No issues
All
in
right.
conquest either. Okay, so let's roast a roster.
All right. We're roasting Zaz Train,
hmm
and it's from a guild called Chew Booty.
Which I did not notice when I was looking at the .gg, and it's kind of funny.
Wonder if they realized that they spelled Wookiee wrong.
Okay, and Zaz is 10.4.
Oh gosh, we have to go through this.
We
Okay,
do. We do. You'll be fine. Don't worry
doubtful.
about it. You'll be fine. And then Kyber 1 at 10.4.
Okay, he's
So,
fairly highly ranked.
yeah.
He probably has a great roster.
3693. What's the
Yeah,
cutoff for Kyber 1? 3610?
yeah,
There you go. All right.
he's doing well.
Okay, so let's look at ship as usual. Okay.
Okay, so he's got all of them a 7-star.
Except for Radis.
Oh, well, that's dumb of you, Zaz Train.
And she's Relic
Stop.
7? Is she a Relic 7 requirement? I can't remember.
5.
So why Relic 7 on? Or maybe for a platoon.
Maybe. I mean, It's also possible. Like she's pretty good with the current Ray Datacron
Mm,
builds.
fair.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was just a boost for that. She's at certain times, man. She really is. She has some cool stuff that she does. People don't. I feel like Holdo's underrated. Like my smallest account
Mm-hmm.
uses Holdo a lot because I don't have Ben, and I still get holds a lot. Like she does a lot more work than people give her credit for. She used to be so good. Like Ben kind of replaced her a little bit in some ways, but
Mm-hmm.
She is a lot like for pink hair. She does well.
Okay. Okay, but still only 5-star.
Right, which is admittedly quite dumb.
It's just weird. A level 52 Jedi Consular, because that's where the magic happens.
And a 43 level ship.
Oof. Level 1 TIE Reaper 5-star.
Look at his Marauder. His
Because
Bad
of Bad
Batch.
Batch.
He farmed it.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I have it. What do I do with it? Let's like bench it because your crew sucks.
Or Bad Batch. Uh, okay. The rest is looking status quo.
Chloe.
Yeah, that's a scientific term.
Are you just kind of mispronouncing Chloe?
No, I'm
Okay.
pronouncing Chloe.
Chloe.
Mhm.
Chloe. So,
Well, this is all standard, I think.
sure.
Sure.
Yeah, you picked a huge roster. Let's
Hey,
win
man.
stupid prizes.
Fine. Datacrons? I'm sure there's tons. If you're in Kyber 1.
Probably.
Yeah.
Does he have the Holdo
Tons.
one?
Uh,
Yep, he does.
oh yeah. And the Ray one.
Nice. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a decent amount number.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
But we know no Lord Vader because Bad Batch.
Yeah, we do know that.
So, shall I sort by speed?
Are we sure this isn't Professor X?
It's totally not Professor X.
I know. Professor X has good fleets.
I was gonna say I don't think Professor X has a Relic 9 third sister because I never get to use her in territory battles.
She's Relic 8, I think.
Yeah, but I can't do that mission. It makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't have the rest of them at Relic 8.
Let's sort by speed. Okay. Okay.
Why do you pick?
What?
Okay. Oh, go ahead and pick the 300. You're good. Which pointed out.
I don't know what it is. I'm looking at
He
the
kind of
order.
he kind of just goes off the rails there after like Resistance Hero Finn. I'm like,
Why is like Reverend and Darth Revan seem very fast?
why? I mean, I think they're fine. Those are fine speed. Probably misprioritized. You probably want Darth Revan faster because Jedi Revan doesn't quite need as much speed typically, and he gains speed
Right.
from his team members. But I mean, I guess Darth Revan also gets it from Malgus.
Okay.
I feel like
Um.
it just goes off the like. Why do you have a fast Drogon? Drogon.
mm,
Or I
like
mean,
faster than
Anakin.
Queel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
Anakin is
never seen him
weird
that
too.
fast. Yeah, I mean, I'll get my Anakin up to like 300 or something for the Qui-Gon team, so that he gets to be like 360,
Mm-hmm.
370, something like that. But yeah, this is, and you don't have Ki-Adi-Mundi anywhere in sight, who also needs to be fast. Otherwise, what's the effing point?
Okay, so do you want to guess first or do you want me to guess first?
Who guessed first last time?
I don't keep
Oh,
track of that.
who guessed? I know you don't. I'm
Rude.
the only one guessing here.
Rude.
All right. Well, I don't. You know what? I think Drogon is. I think that's false. Why do you have Newt fast? Why do you have Starkiller fast? Like, there's a whole row of characters that I'm like, I don't agree with this. So, I'm just gonna be a. That's good. It's so dumb. Let's just say I'll say Queel.
Okay.
And I'll assume that Chew Booty doesn't care about how bad his mods are.
I'm gonna say Maul. Let's
Oh
look at
wow.
Queel.
Let's look at Grandmaster Yoda.
Okay, fine.
Since it splits the middle. Let's find out.
306.
Oh, look at that. Who won
I
again? Oh man.
I didn't look. Quill is 306.
Okay. Well, what do we got?
305.
Yeah, you were like, oh yeah, he picked something
No.
way higher than
Let's
that.
look at Rex. Rex is 302.
I don't get it, man. I don't
I
know
don't get
much.
it
What are you
either.
doing? What are you doing with Newt? Like, okay, he can be fast. Maybe he's. We should look at his trench after this and see. He probably has a good trench team. He's probably territory war devoted.
So it was Rex. It was Captain Rex.
You know, I came close to saying Rex, in fact, and then I was like, I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt here. 'Cause some of these are just dumb. Yeah. Okay.
All
Let's look
right.
at separatists. Let's see
You want
how
to look at
good.
separatists. Okay. So he doesn't have Lord Vader, right?
Nope.
Okay. Oh. Ah, I feel good.
Why is your Newt fast?
Where
You have droidic. I just don't get it, man. You have Newt or you have Trench. You clearly care enough about territory wars to have Poggle,
and Droidica.
Omicron. Yeah, exactly. Like this doesn't make sense. Like, and you have a really stupidly fast Newt. Like, he shouldn't. I guess he can be fast, and that's fine. I just don't. What's the purpose, man? Like,
Right.
what team are you tackling where Newt at like 300 speed is like, yeah, I'm relevant at this speed, as opposed to like 270 or something.
Hmm.
So
Man. Do you want to pick a different faction?
you can.
Um, hmm.
Gosh, you put an Omicron on Poggle, and you're not gonna gear up Newt or Trench.
Hmm. Let's look at um
Okay, nice sisters.
Night Sisters.
I'm done with your hemming and hawing.
I'm just debating if I want to do Empire Bounty Hunters.
That's a very
Uh,
tough
they're
decision.
not even
Glad I took it away
farmed.
from you.
Uh,
Farm your damn
like
characters. Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're just hanging out, all sad looking.
Yeah, this is an acceptable gear level for them for the most part, though.
But
Like
they're not farmed.
what aren't farmed?
Initiate and Acolyte.
The ones that you probably had to look at their names to actually know what they were called.
Correct.
Yeah, this is at this level. This is an acceptable level of like he has an Omicron on Marin and on
Mm-hmm.
Massage. It's fine.
Relic 5 DACA.
Yeah, I'll like Relic 5 DACA plus the like this is to me this is very acceptable. I think the rest of his roster sucks ass. Absolutely. I'll just defend this one little tiny part of him.
Let's look at Bounty Hunters then, which
Okay.
should be interesting. So he's got Embo, but no Lord Vader.
Why do you think he has Embo?
Well, I'm assuming it's for Jabba,
Yeah, he's got the Omicron.
but I feel like you'd be close to Lord Vader then. I guess it's Bad Batch that's stopping him. They're purple.
And the Mountain of Relics.
True.
He's probably working on his
True.
Gungans. No, I don't think he is. But okay, so let's see how current he is on Conquest. So what's the most recent Dark Trooper Moff Gideon?
Think so.
Was that the most recent? I feel
No.
it's
Bane.
Bane. Oh yeah, Bane. Let's look at
Bane.
him.
Come on.
Bane. I was like, it can't be him.
He's got Bane. 2 Omicrons, Relic 8.
All right, so he does Conquest.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. He's like, yeah, like I put Omicrons on separatists, but not Trench.
Right. Uh, all right. Sorry, I forgot. Dark Trooper, Moff Gideon, is not an Imperial Trooper. He's a remnant. He's a sad remnant, but he's a remnant.
You can tell by the remnants.
Ah, man. Okay, let's look at the bottom
uh,
because that seems like a good way to end this.
Way to kill our souls. Got it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Dang.
Omega.
Oh
More
man.
like no mega. Am I right? Ah.
Oh, poor.
I think the more disturbing thing is how little he has farmed here. Like he has three
Yeah.
stars on characters that he could just be done with. Like
Yeah,
you
right.
can't have him farmed.
Right.
So
Leave them at level 1, I guess, if you want, but they could be farmed.
yeah, I think people should be putting effort into that.
Um, man,
French, fake C3PO,
this
fake
is
R2D2.
a little sad. It's a lot sad.
Yeah,
Dang. Juhani.
Juhani.
Yikes. Ah, poor Echo and Wrecker. I'm
Yeah,
not surprised by it. I just feel bad.
yeah. Moff Gideon is really sad.
Yeah. Beezus is also sad. Doesn't he have Starkiller?
This isn't required for Starkiller, silly.
I know, but still.
Oh, I see. You just want. Yeah, you can use Scavray there, I guess, if you want to. That's typically what I do. Professor X. Though I do have a Relic 1 Visas now, so sometimes it's appropriate. So,
All right.
you have an Omicron on your Geos, but you don't want them to be that good. You're like,
Mhm.
no, they're overpowered with relics, man. I don't want to do that to my opponents. All right. I mean, I'm sick of this.
You're
This
sad.
is
I'm
yeah,
sad.
yeah. Like, don't work on your stuff and stuff.
Sad. Just all sad.
I think it's so funny that everyone has a Relic 7 Basti and only a Relic 5 Jedi Revan. It's funny. All right, guys. Sarah's done. I'm done. We're all done.
That's it.